We're on, girl. We are
right.
live.
All right.
Welcome to the Actors Talk with your host, Gabby Kennedy. And we are doing a collaboration with URBANFEST 360, a film festival that's happening in Orlando, September 20th through the 21st at Afro TV Studios. This is a film festival that you will not want to miss. We have people coming from all over, including the beautiful Parneille Walker. Now, before we get into Parneille, I know y'all are wanting to get into her story, but first I'm going to read a short introduction because she is an amazing person who has a lot of experience in our industry. So, Parneille is the writer and director and the producer of Love is Blind. She spent most of her time in entertainment, shaping stories behind the scenes in various roles, and has contributed her talents to some of the industry's biggest studios, including CBS, Fox, CW, Warner Brothers, Paramount, NBC Universal, baby, MTV, ABC, and Disney. Let me see you top that. Parneille, I'm proud of you. So I had to give that I had to give that intro some extra juice.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So how are you
so
doing
much?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm feeling good. It's been really hot here in LA, and it just finally slowed down. Like, it's kind of cooling down, so I'm just kind of chilling. So that's a good thing. But I'm feeling really good. I'm excited about URBANFEST. Very excited about URBANFEST. Who wouldn't want to screen your film in Orlando? So I'm just excited about being there. And with all these other amazing filmmakers, the lineup is like it's inspiring. So I'm just happy to be included. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Now, I know I read a short introduction, but I don't think that does you any justice, really. Can you tell me a little bit more about you and your background in entertainment?
Yes, well, I am a filmmaker, obviously, director, writer, producer. I started back in 2000. I would say I started my journey in 2000 when I graduated from college. I went to school in Sacramento at Sacramento State. Raised in Northern California. I was born in New York, but raised in Northern California. So that's kind of like a different. A lot of people are like, how did your parents meet? Like, my mom's from the Bronx, my dad's from Oakland. So I have a little East Coast, West Coast mixture going on. But grew up in Northern California, always was a storyteller, just a natural storyteller. Just, when I'm with my friends, I tell stories. And so then I just had a knack for just writing stories and just putting them on paper. And that was something that my dad always encouraged me to do. So after college, I got a job at NBC as a page, and then just kind of worked my way up from there. I've been a production assistant. I've been a writer's assistant. But I came out to LA and started working in scripted TV behind the scenes in different capacities, and then ended up in post-production. I also worked on in between that time, I worked on a lot of independent projects, producer, first AD, production manager on independent projects. Some have gone to festivals and others that have just been on YouTube and things like that. But I always made it a point. I was like, every year I want to work on something other than what my day job is. And then I ended up in post-production as a post-production supervisor. And that is where I started to get my juices flowing for directing, because I've always just been a writer-producer. When people ask me, what do you want to do? I'm like, I just want to be a writer-producer. Yeah. And I don't know why I didn't think that directing would more so coincide with writing and directing. But I think that all of my experience behind the scenes, like, I was working behind the scenes so hard. I tried so many things, like, trust me, like, even beyond TV and film, like, I also sing. So I tried singing. I actually tried to get in front of the camera and audition. That was a fail. So I'm gonna just stay behind the camera right now. Like, I was like, my storytelling is not translating in front of the camera. So I was like, let me just let the actors act. And I'll just, it's a skill. So I'm just like, okay, let me just keep that there. But I auditioned as an actor, did sketch comedy, wrote sketch comedy. I've done so many different things in between. And then I landed in post, and I just was like, you know what? I think I could do this. Like, I've been working so hard to make other people's dreams come true. Like, I've been working, like you said, for CBS and like, Black Lightning, Grownish, and all these other things. And it's been great. It's been an honor. But I'm like, I'm working. I know I have what it takes to create my own film and my own show. So I was like, let me just step out on faith and do it. And being in post production really gave me the I finally saw a project from start to finish, which I had never seen before, like in its entirety. So like from the script all the way to finishing in the sound stage, like I'm on, it goes from set to pre-production and production meetings, and then being on set and then seeing everything come together, and working with VFX and seeing a shot that looks like a green screen, and then watching it get developed, and managing shots and managing visual effects shots and sound and music. I was like, wow, I really can see the full picture, and I think I can do this myself. So I would start taking my stories and put them on screen, and then as soon as I did, I'm learning that before I was thinking like, oh, I'm just a PA, or all the years prior, oh, I'm just a PA, oh, I'm just behind the scenes, I'm a post-production supervisor, and thinking like, Lord, when is my time going to come? When is it going to happen for me? And I'm like, you know what? I think that all of those things had to happen for me to get to this point here, because once I got ready to finish my film, I knew exactly what I needed to do to finish, and I up. So I really just, I don't know, I'm just really thankful. So that's kind of like my background and the things that I've done, and that's kind of led me to this point here.
Yeah, that's so confirming, and all of that work that you've done, like you said, seeing something from start to finish, it oh gosh, I lost what I was going to say. It grew something inside of you though, and it empowered you to be able to say, you know what, I can tell my own stories, and I know exactly what to do, and that's a beautiful thing. And now is the time for this to be happening. So it's wonderful. And you can tell just from looking at your work that you know exactly what you're doing. I mean, you put together a really dope short.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. As a first-time director, like you've received so many accolades already. Like there's been a lot of success, nomination after nomination. Like how does that make you feel to be in this for the first time and you just winning?
It feels really, really great. I actually can't even believe it myself, because when I wrote and produced this, everyone was like, what do you want to do with it? And I said, I just want to put it on YouTube and just start my reel. And then once we started getting into the finishing, like I think my sound supervisor was like, what festivals are you going to enter? And I was like, oh, I wasn't going to enter festivals. And because I didn't think that people wanted to see a comedy. I didn't think people wanted to see a romantic comedy, because when I go to festivals, it's always about death and the struggle, and especially Black stories are always heavy, and very important stories, which I think we need those too. But I didn't think that that a comedy short would even break the surface. So I'm just in awe. I'm thankful. I'm just happy to be in the spaces. Like there's people that I've met on the film circuit that have been doing this for years and years and years, and can't even believe that I'm a first-time filmmaker. I can't believe it myself, but it just, like I said, just confirms that I was right where I needed to be the whole time, and just needed to believe in myself and just, push myself out there. So
absolutely.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So while you've been on the film festival circuit, what's a piece of advice or the most memorable feedback that you've received while showing at a festival?
I think, let me think. Oh, I have a good one. Being on the festival circuit, just being told, we feel that imposter syndrome is real, and just feeling like, oh, I'm just so happy to be here. Like, I just, I felt like a little fish with all these, big filmmakers. Like some are new, some are veterans, and I'm at the same space as them. Yeah. And I was talking to a director. Her name was Akima Moore. She actually has a film in the Urban Film Fest, Laundry.
Yes, Laundry.
And I had been so excited to meet her, and wanted to, I've been seeing her film, and I know a few people that are part of it behind the scenes and in front of the camera. And I just, like Danielle Truitt is from Sacramento as well. And so I'm also a fan, and just, always been a fan of her work. But then to have this director come, say hi to me, like, hey, and I was like, hey. So it was kind of like, that was like, she, we know each other, like we're peers now. And what she basically told me, she's like, I was like, if there's anything you want to do, I'll be a PA. I would love to work for you. I would love to work for free. She's like, no, stop that. She was like, you are in this festival because you did something, you created something dope. You created something amazing. She was just like, we are peers. She was like, you're no longer asking to be a PA. You're no longer asking to work for free. You're now in line with being a director shadow. Like she said, so that was like eye-opening to me, because I was like, I am supposed to be here. Like, so that was like the biggest, bit of advice that I received, was just like, you are now stepping into another phase in your career to where you don't have to go backwards anymore. Like she was like, I respect your humility, and I think that is great. But she's like, you are now, you're going to be asking for director shadow jobs now from now on. And I was like, that empowered me so much. That empowered me. And, and then just one little tidbit about film festivals is just something very simple and easy. It's just submit early. If I want to just tie it back into festivals in general, just submit early and don't be late. Because I think I've gotten a little, I probably could have gotten into even more film festivals had I, but like I said, when I started, I wasn't even going to do festivals. So I was just I think I was kind of late submitting, I think. So, but submit early, get your headshots ready. I say, like, while you're producing your short, do your bio, get your pictures, think of BTS while you're shooting. These are all the things that, like, in hindsight, I would have been doing, because I feel like once I started submitting, like once I got on Film Freeway and started submitting, I was like, oh, I need a bio. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I need headshots. Okay. So I was just like, okay, get prepared while you're shooting, submit early. Like that. Those are my little film festival, advice, Yeah. And I've just been picking things up along the way. Like, I'm new to this, so I'm just learning as I go.
That's really good advice, and that's going to help somebody. And it's really great what you said about imposter syndrome, because you broke it down a step further. Like, people always hear about imposter syndrome. It's like, oh, don't feel that way. No, but you took it a step further for us. Like, I appreciate your humility, but you're here. You've done something great. And that's wonderful advice. And somebody needed to hear that from you. So thank you for expressing yourself and sharing that with us. And Okima is a wonderful person. So receiving something like that from her is really empowering. I know so much. So now we should have started at the top, but will you please tell me more about your film, Love is Blind? I know the viewers can't wait to hear.
Yes. Okay. So my film, Love is Blind, is about a young man named Chris, who's in Los Angeles. And we all know LA is just a tough place to be as far as dating. Well, anywhere is tough, but LA especially. But he's getting back out there in the dating world, gets set up on a blind date from his best friend. His best friend's fiance's girlfriend, and he's looking for her in a red dress because it's a blind date. And once he gets there, he's like, "Oh, I hit the jackpot! This is amazing!" And the date's going amazing until it's not, and it's just all of the things, anything that could go wrong in this date seems to go wrong, and he's just spiraling and trying to figure out, like, how the heck can I get out of this situation?
Okay.
as quick as possible. But it's funny, it's hilarious, and I think people are gonna really love it when they see it at Urban Fest.
Absolutely. And before we go any further, I want to get into this trailer real quick. Here we go. We have a nice clip.
Yo, man, we're waiting for you to jump on this game, bro.
What? Wait, nah, I can't. I'm in on this blind date with Gina's homegirl.
Oh, that's right. That is tonight. Don't mess this up, because if you mess up, Gina gonna get mad.
Yeah, she's a good woman, Chris.
All right.
And quit complaining, because you need a win after what happened to you and Darlene.
I'm Chris.
Hi, nice to meet you.
God, you're beautiful.
Thank you. Dating out here sucks. I mean, until tonight, I didn't think I'd ever date somebody normal. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. You are really killing my vibe.
What is happening right now?
Now you're just being rude. See, I knew it. You LA men are just players. This is why I can't stand dating in LA. Damn.
I'm sorry. I gotta go. Even when I get remotely close, I run away.
Man, how did you mess this up, dude?
My bad. Listen, Hello? Bobby.
All right. I love that trailer. I love it. What inspired the idea for Love is Blind? And is this a true story or from a personal experience?
Well, it wasn't a completely true biographical story. So it was inspired by just crazy situations that I've gotten into in my in my dating life. Also just hearing stories from friends and just weird idiosyncrasies that people have on dates. And, so it's like part biographical, partly not. But basically what inspired me was this: when I wanted to do a rom-com, I just was thinking, like, what topic do I know the best? Is just like horrible dating mishaps. So that's definitely something that I am very familiar with. I am very familiar with things going wrong. Like, in fact, my friends are always like, Parneille, this should be a movie. Like every time I tell the story, I just feel like my life was meant for telling stories, because the crazy things that happen to me are just ridiculous. So that's basically what inspired it. I was like, okay, let me write a story. Okay, let me just think of the craziest things that I could think of that could possibly happen on a date. And that's pretty much what inspired it.
Okay. All right. Now I want to shift gears real quick. And when we come back from this short game, we're going to talk about the wonderful cast and crew of Love is Blind. Okay. So this game is called Blind Date or Plot Twist.
Okay.
So I'll present you with some short scenarios, and you have to quickly say whether it's something that you would expect to happen on a real blind date, or if this is a made up scenario for an over the top movie.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is: they showed up on the date with a service dog and fed the dog food from the table throughout the entire date. Plot twist or a real blind date?
That would happen in LA because people love their dogs. People love their dogs. Yes, that would happen. Real date.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes. That's a real date too. Like, we in Florida, it's the same thing. People are everywhere. I mean, big. Why have the service dogs gotten so big? Like, you cannot bring the Greyhound into Walmart.
No, they're too big. They're like bears, and they're
Yes. Okay. Here's the next one.
Okay.
The entire date was a setup to make their ex jealous.
Ooh, real date. That actually happened to me.
Real date. Same restaurant and all.
Yep.
Do you care to elaborate on that? Happened to me too?
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
It really happened to me. My friend set me up. This is when I was living in Sacramento. She set me up with her tattoo artist. And I get there and I was thinking, oh, artsy. I'm an artist. He's an artist. Okay, could be good. And so I get there, and it was sort of a blind date too, because I had never seen him. And it was just like we got set up. So we met up. We talked on the phone, and then we met up. And he was in the city, so I was like, maybe we'll meet up and then we'll to a cute little place. But we get there and there's a whole bunch of people in front, probably like 10 people just sitting in front of his tattoo place, and they're all just staring at me. And I was like, what is going on here? And so then he comes out and he's like, oh, hey, you ready to go? And I was like, yeah, is everything okay over here? And then there was a girl there that was like upset with him, like, excuse me, can I talk to you? And just kind of all in his face. And I was like, what is going on? And he was like, oh, that's my ex. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let's go. Because I'm like, it's your ex. Like, what does she have to do with anything? And he was like, no, actually, it's my ex, and we're kind of trying to work things out. I was like, why did you have me come here if you were, I think he just wanted me to show up. Yeah, and this was back in the day when I was like, body was everything. Everything was in its place.
That body is tea. Listen,
it was everything was happening. And so I think he wanted me to just show up and be cute and make his girlfriend jealous. And I was like, what is this about? Yeah. But it didn't end well. I was so embarrassed that I got in my car and I drove off, but I drove off of a hard help me get my car situated. So it ended up being weird. So him and the girlfriend and the friends and helping me with my car. I was like, oh, can I get out of here any faster? But yeah, that happened.
That sounds like one of those only in LA stories.
Right? It was, man, people are crazy. So.
All right. We're going to jump to the next scenario.
Okay.
All right. They excused themselves to go to the bathroom and came back wearing a completely different outfit.
Oh, no, that sounds made up.
That sounds made up. Yeah. And they come back like, oh, I forgot my wallet in my other outfit.
Now that would happen. They'd be like, oh, my wallet, I'm fresh out. That could happen, but
outfit, a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, outfit.
All right. They spilled soup on you, apologized, and then proposed to the waiter.
What?
That's like
mind blowing. That sounds a little convoluted.
That sounds like a movie.
It sounds like a movie, right? But there's some weird things happening in life. It could happen. Maybe it could happen. I think it could happen. And maybe he came and wanted to make the waitress jealous. Maybe the waitress was his ex.
The ex.
Right?
The was the ex the whole time. You didn't even know. The whole
time. Right?
All right. And my last one here. All right. They invited you to Netflix and chill and said they would cook you a meal. When you arrived, there was no food, and they got upset when you didn't want to cuddle while their mom was in the next room.
Oh, that's real. That could happen.
That's real. That's
real. Especially out here with these broke dudes in LA. And everybody either got a roommate or lives with their moms.
It's like, where's the food? Now I'm hangry. Like, what we doing?
I know. And then you want me to cuddle? Like, no, we're not doing that.
Not happening. So thank you so much for playing that quick game with me. I love those. Those are a lot of fun. Now what's something that I've been waiting for is to talk more about your amazing cast. Tell me everything.
Oh, yes. Okay, so first my lead, Brandon Fobbs. He is so funny. He's naturally funny. All of them are naturally funny. The two, Brandon and Ivana, both have like the most amazing chemistry. But Brandon Fobbs, he is a he's an actor. He formerly on The Wire. You may know him as Fruit on The Wire. So he was in that very critically acclaimed show. He was also in Getting On. He was in Pride. Also, what else? This Christmas. He's got a great resume. The Walking Dead. He has a great resume. NCIS. Like the list goes on and on. So he's very versatile. But he has a natural comedic knack, and so I knew that. I was like, I have to have him. So he's very funny, very charismatic, and on screen and off screen. He's just hilarious, and he's one of my like best friends ever. Like we've known each other for years. All of us also went to church together, so we all came from church. So it's like I have this great cast that are actual industry professionals, but they also happen to be my friends. So I just got really lucky that they all said yes, because they're all booked and busy, and they were just like, sure, I'll do it. And so Ivana Erskine, she's beautiful, gorgeous. She comes from she's a formal or still a model. She's actually like one of the 90s, 2000, no, early 2000s video girls. So this was back when the video vixen wasn't just like, just in the background, just, twerking. Like she comes from the era where like she was featured, like the guy was singing about her. Like in fact, she was in I believe Avant's one of Avant's videos. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the song, but I think something about read your mind. I can read your mind, something like that.
Babe, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, she's the girl in that. So he's singing to her. She's also in Akon's video, Beautiful, which she is very, very, very beautiful, stunning in person. She's one of those people who, like, when you see her in person, you're like, oh my God, you look even better in person. Like, she's just stunning. And the sweetest, her heart is just, she's the sweetest person that you'll ever meet. Yeah. Like, genuinely, like, people that meet her, like, we've gone to festivals together and people are just like, she's amazing. She's darling. She's amazing. But she's so naturally funny. She started out in videos modeling. She was a Wild 'N Out, but also made her way into acting and has been in made appearances in lots of different films. Also, Affion Crockett's latest film, she was an actress in that film. She's made appearances on Grey's Anatomy. So she's a very talented actress. So she was just someone who was just like, beauty, like her beauty is not all that she is. Like she's got talent. She's smart. She is exceptionally smart. She's just brilliant at her comedic timing was off the charts. Like she and Brandon just play off of each other so well. And then Melvin Jackson Jr., he's got a great, resume as well. Former Wire, Bernard on The Wire. The girl with the cell phones cussing him out all the time. He was also in New Edition. He played Curtis Blow in New Edition. He was in Everybody Hates Chris. He was one of the bullies in Everybody Hates Chris. And he's just he has got a great resume as well. Very talented. I call him like he's like an executive behind the scenes too. Like he's very about his business. He's very professional. He's also very naturally funny. And then I have Asha Davis, who also, she was in Pariah. She's very versatile as well. So she could be very funny and she can be very serious as well. So I have like, those are like my four main actors, and everyone else, my good friend Badger, we just knew each other from being a page, and he told me he was an actor back then, and I just called him, was like, hey, are you still acting? He was like, I am. I was like, come play, come on. And I have to give a special shout out to Jessica E. Williams.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica E. Williams. She was my first AD, but she plays the voice of Gina. So if you watch the film, you'll hear her, and you won't see her, but she will make you laugh out loud because she's hilarious. And she's a very talented actor. She's a USC grad. She's also a director, a writer-director herself, and an actress. She's a quadruple threat. So I can't wait for her to emerge, from behind the scenes and just be a star that she is. So I had like everybody involved was just super amazing and talented. And I'm so thankful to have all of them. Yes. I'm trying to think. Special shout out to Josiah Johnson. He plays the tourist. He's a new actor. He actually is one of my best friend's son. So I'm telling my age, but he moved to LA and told me he wanted to be an actor, and was like, hey, do you have any tips for me to be an actor? And I was like, do short films. And I was like, in fact, I have a short film. Want to come play? And he was very, very professional, very talented. So he's up and coming. He's on the rise. So I think we're going to see great things from him as well.
That's so dope. That's so dope. And I just want to say, like, that's the difference in being on that LA market, because you have friends that are making real movies, that are having real movements, following up on film festivals and making things happen. You've turned your whole cast into even, you've added to their resume. You're making them look so great. I took a look at your website, so professionally done. It just highlights everything that's great about all of the people that helped you bring this project together. It's really dope. Yeah. And so congratulations to the cast and the crew of Love is Blind. If you guys are listening, everybody did a wonderful job, especially the director. Like, gosh, those director cuts and those angles, honey. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the chemistry. How did you manage the chemistry between your two leads in this film? I mean, you mentioned everybody's already friends. So was there any challenges to get them to just sort of mesh with that comedic timing?
No, I mean, there were no challenges at all. When I came to them, because we are friends, I was like, hey, I want to have this role. And there's some intimacy, because when I first wrote it, it was like a lot. It was actually a little, probably not like R-rated, but I was like, let me tone it down because I want to be palatable for, festivals. And I always said when I create, I want my grandma to be able to watch it. So, I toned it down a little bit, but I said, there is some intimacy. You're going to have to be, some kissing and rubbing and stuff. And she was like, I said, would you want to do that with Brandon? And she said, no, I feel comfortable. She's like, I trust him and I trust you. So when we got there, that part wasn't a problem at all. We did a rehearsal beforehand, just us, just me, the two leads and the DP just kind of got together at her apartment and just kind of tried to see what they felt comfortable doing, how they, I asked if they wanted an intimacy coordinator and they were like, no, I think we'll be fine. And so, just getting them to get comfortable, I had them rehearse. And then I think they were just making fun of each other so much that I think by the time they got on set, it was just comfortable. And then as long as I just tried to make sure no one was in their eye line, on the crew, like, any cast, so they could just kind of just be in the moment. But there were no challenges. They just kind of met each other right where they were.
I'm happy
they're
to hear
professional.
That. And that's what it is. That's all you need. A few good professionals and you working with it.
Okay. And that's the thing about them being professionals, that even though they were friends, they all took it very serious, very seriously. Like they, yes, there was fun. There was some, banter and everything in between shots. But when we came, we all came to work. And that's one thing that I'm very serious about. Like I play around and I'm goofy as heck. Like I'm as silly as they come, and we all are, but I could tell, like when we said action, like when we were like, okay, ready, set.
Yes.
Everybody was locked in and wanted to get it done. So that's the key with having professionals. Even though they're your friends, they still have to be professional, have a level of professionalism.
Yes. And everybody respects that time is money. Everybody gets it. Trust me.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about just sort of the conversation that's happening right now around Black rom-coms. Like, how do you feel that Love is Blind now contributes to that conversation?
I'm just so happy that the Love is Blind was already made and already in the festival circuit when the conversation started. I feel like it can very contribute easily. Like I feel like it's in the running it's a short now, but I believe that it has the legs to stand on to become a feature or even a series.
Yes.
Because the quality is there, the performances are out of this world, and the content. A lot of people, when they leave the festival, everybody is like, we want more. What are you going to do next? What's happening next? We want more. We want more. We want more. So I'm just like, that in itself tells me that people are yearning for this content. We're yearning for our content in particular, and they just want feel good stories. Like people want to laugh. When you go to the movies, you want to laugh. You want to be excited. You want to leave excited. Like people, and what I really love is like people remember their names. Like they're like Chris and Bobby, and he was, and why did Bobby, and I'm like, they know their names. Like they, so that to me tells me that there's could be huge buzz for them to connect with audiences. So I'm just so excited that the conversation is being happening. And I was in alignment when it happened, and I was right where I needed to be and didn't realize that it was all going to be happening.
I love that. That alignment. That's so confirming that you're doing the right work. And again, by producing this, you've made this cast, like you said, people remember their name. You've put them in a light to shine, and you guys are having fun while you're doing it. All of that matters too. Not only the chemistry on screen, but the way that you guys are when you're out, when you're at film festivals. People remember that chemistry and they want more of it on and off the screen. Like, I can't wait to see more pictures of you guys at the next film festival. Definitely to see what Ivana is going to have on. Like, come on, she is.
Oh, yes.
Whew, her fashion sense is really amazing.
Exactly. That's the exciting part. People are like, what's she going to be wearing? Like, when she comes, when she comes to the next city, like, she's killing it on these red carpets for sure.
She is.
Yeah.
She's ready.
And she styles herself. Yeah, she styles herself too.
Yes. So this is your opportunity to take a look, follow her, take a look at her store, and get on it. Like, the fashions are available. Not only that, but she's not gatekeeping. She's wearing it, she's modeling it, and she's like, here it is. If you like this, go and get it.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I just got, this is what I'm wearing. It's from my store. Click here.
Yes.
Yeah, she's anti-gatekeeper with everything.
Yes.
Like,
beautiful woman, and she's not gatekeeping all of that beauty, and she's laughing out loud, she's showing up looking beautiful. I love that. Like, more please.
Yes, definitely.
So a little fun side of it, will you please share a little behind the scenes moment or something that you want to share that made this story fun or this project fun for you?
Behind the scenes, I mean, everything's been fun. I don't know, just right off the bat, working with my friends. Also, my mom was my executive producer. Like, she's pretty funny. One thing that we always joke about is that my mom was like, I was the executive producer and security and crafty and and makeup,
Yes.
My mom actually has a background in makeup. She went to college and she got her degree in film and TV makeup and stuff. So she used to do plays and films back in, Sacramento, back when she was in school. And when she graduated, she got her, she's an esthetician, she's cosmetology. So she knows makeup. So I was like, Mom, if you need to step in, can you dust off your dust off your, what do you call it, brushes, and help chunk. I had a very great makeup artist, but in between, little powder here and there, I was like, can you help? She was like, yeah, I guess, if I'm not doing crafty, So she was, so that was one thing that was really funny. People were laughing because they were like, your mom is hilarious, because these two random girls showed up on set behind the scenes while we were shooting on the first day. And my mom, I guess they were distraught. I don't know if they were running from the police, because the police came shortly after to find them. I don't know, girl. It was crazy.
And did you film it?
We filmed in LA, in North Hollywood, in the NoHo Arts District. But yeah, they jumped on set. They came from, NoHo, people know that's like a very foot trafficky place where people just, there's a lot of foot traffic in North Hollywood. So these two girls just kind of jumped on set and came inside. And my mom was like, can I help you? Are you here for the film? And they were like, no. Yeah, she's like, are you here for the film? And there's like guys like my grips and, they are all standing there like, what do we do? And my mom's like, excuse me, can I help you? Mm-hmm. You can't mess with
mom today.
Right, not today. She's from the Bronx, and she was like, can I help you here? And they were like, oh, well, we're trying to, I'm so distraught. And then my mom's like, we're going to have to be distraught outside because this is a close set. And so then, gone now, go for it. So she had to kick them off, and then people, we were upstairs when this happened, where we were shooting, and like base camp was downstairs. And it quickly, the word got up to me quickly, like, oh, your mom just had to kick these girls off set. I said, oh Lord, help.
Hey.
So that was a funny moment that happened behind the scenes that we were all laughing at. So yeah, my mom was she was our executive producer and our security. So that's like one memorable thing.
Yes. So many people share, how their mom is there for them. And it's a beautiful thing because everybody doesn't have that support. And when you have your mom there, that's going to ride for you. And whatever you need, you could have asked her to done anything. She just wanted to see you successful. So I love that. Hey, mama.
Yes.
Parneille, tell me, before taking on this journey as a director, tell me who you were 5 years ago, and if you ever saw this evolving in your life like this.
I would say 5 years ago. What was 5 years? That was the pandemic. Oh, wow. That was deep. 5 years ago, I was actually taking care of my dad. My dad had cancer. He had a lot of things: cancer, kidney failure, congestive heart failure. Everything just kind of came out at once. And so I was actually 5 years ago, just left Grownish season 3 and was in between work. The pandemic had happened, had just started. We didn't even know it was going to be the pandemic, but I left LA to go to Sacramento just to see, just to make sure my dad got out of the hospital, and was home comfortable. But it quickly spiraled into like a complete health change for him. And he passed away in 2020. So at that point, I was at a crossroads, to be honest. I had been home with family for about 8 months, and, no work was happening really. And then by the time he passed, I think stuff started to open up and they were starting to hire again. But I had stopped and I thought, you know what? I don't think I want to pursue the industry anymore because it was just a dead time. And it was. I was mourning my dad's death. I was in a process of like, do I want to go back to LA and like, spend these high prices and struggle to try to find work again? And even though I had a couple of calls from people like, hey, you want to work? And I was like, I don't know if I want to go back to LA. Like, I was just in such a space. I was surrounded by family, surrounded by support. And I just was in my bubble. Like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And then my mom basically was like, look, I know, this is like maybe the months after my dad had passed. And she said, I know that, you've always wanted to pursue this. And and my dad always encouraged me too. My dad always would be like, he always used to be like, be like Nike and just do it. Because I'd always be like, I want to do this and I want to do that. Well, just do it. Yeah. So after he passed, I was like, it would be such a waste of all the things that I had worked for up to that point in LA to just leave and come and stay and, stay home in Sacramento and just stay there. And because my mom even said, you know what, I will support you if you want to stay here. And if this is what you want to do, I'll support you. She's like, but I really think you need to go back to LA and live your life. She said, because you're going to stay here and then do what? And then I thought about it and, she's like, you have all the tools. You're talented. You can, you can do all these things. And like, why don't you just go back and just see, what more you can do. And then that's pretty much it. And then I went back home and I went back and did got a job at Mixed Dish and I was a post coordinator. And that kind of like kickstarted my journey. Like really post-production really got me energized to like stay in the business. I had consistent work. After that point, it was like work was just flowing. Yeah. And that got me starting to think again about, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. I want to direct. And that was actually the year 2020 was the year where I was like, I want to be a director. And I started, putting that in motion, like trying to see what it looked like. So I didn't at the beginning of the year, I didn't see this, but once I returned back to LA, I was like, I definitely, this is what I want to do. and this is how I see it happening. So yeah, so definitely. So I don't know if I could say anything, just, keep going, push through your fears and, all of your things, and, yeah.
Yeah. And I had no idea that that's just sort of where all of that started for you when I asked you about 5 years ago. So I'm happy I did, because, that journey can be so healing, just to rethink it. Like, man, I was going to give up on everything. And just by being resilient, and you kept going, and now look at what you have created. So I'm wishing you more and more success. And I heard you sort of do a little plug like, hey, this may turn into something more. I think your audience would love to see this turn into a full feature. I would like for this to be a series, a sitcom. Like, this is something that should be on TV every week, like something to look forward to,
That's confirmation. I thank you for saying that, because people ask me, what do you want to do? And my heart really wants to be a series. I love TV. Yeah. I love film. I love both, but I love TV. I've worked in TV for so long, and I really want this. I really want Love is Blind to be a series. And I know that they have the reality show Love is Blind, but I want my scripted Love is Blind to become a series. So
nobody watches that. Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching Love is Blind. We're not.
I know. But I really do. So I'm so glad you said that, because that's just confirmation. That's the direction that I need to go in. Because I've been kind of indecisive. Like, should I make it a feature or a series? But I'm like, series. We got to do this.
Series. And I think that's something to look forward to every week.
Yeah, I think people would tune in.
Yes.
I think they would either tune in weekly or they would binge it if it was on a platform where you could binge, right?
Yes.
Right? I think they would. I would.
Yeah. I would binge it. We're busy. And when we do get that time to sit down and watch TV, it's like, I already know what I'm going to watch next. And when I get time, I binge. So yeah, that will be so great. And listen, if you do that, okay, give me a call. Listen, I'm serious. I heard you mention just a little bit, just about not being fearful and to just keep going. And so that leads into my next question. If you could give advice to somebody who's considering just switching paths and like, I've been doing this, but this is something I really want to try, or I have a passion for storytelling, somebody in consideration of switching career paths, rather that be in entertainment or wherever. What advice would you give to someone?
That is definitely the space I'm in, going from behind the scenes. I'm behind the scenes still, but just in a different capacity, just running the show. But I would definitely, the advice I would give is just to, I don't know. I would just believe in yourself. I would ask questions, like people, if that's where you see yourself wanting to go, ask other people who are doing it. Like, I had a lot of conversations with other directors who were doing it. I had the, I guess, luxury of working on set with directors and being like, hey, can I pick your brain? And can I talk to you? And send them an email and like, see if I could do an informational. So I would just say that, like, if there's any person that just reach out for an informational. Like, anyone can give you 10 minutes of their time. And especially now with the Zoom and FaceTime and things like that. Like, you don't even have to take anyone's physical time. You don't have to like go meet up for coffee anymore. You can actually do a Zoom. And then just research. Like, I was on YouTube like a crazy person watching a bunch of short films. Like, I was like, I know I want to do a short film. So I just became a short film fanatic. I still do. Sometimes when I can't find anything to watch on Netflix, Hulu, I'll just go on YouTube and just put short films, and like whatever the hottest short film is, I just watch them and just binge. I love short films. So I would just say, ask people who are doing it, do the research, and just really just step out on faith and like really believe in yourself and make a plan. Write it down. Like, I wrote down, like, I was like, okay, at the top of 2024, I told myself, I was like, 2020, the thing was like 2023, the end of 2023, I was like, I do not want another year to go by where I don't have my own short film done. So I had made a decision at that point is every year from 2024. I just said it. I just said, I'm going to shoot a short film this year. I had no money to do it. You know, it was Christmas. You know, we don't have money during Christmas because we didn't spend all our money on food and gifts. You know, we done bought turkeys and stuffings and
something happens after October. I don't know, but just something happens.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Something magical does happen after October. I don't know how we pull it together, but it was December of 2023, and I was like, I am going to shoot a short film in 2024. I don't know how I'm going to do it. When I tell you I had probably $13 in my account from buying, you know, food and gifts and travel, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And so I did it, you know, like if you put it out there, I really do believe this whole process has taught me like making your intentions known, saying it out loud, writing it down, telling a trusted somebody you trust, you know, like I told my mom and my boyfriend at that we were sitting there talking about what our goals were for the year. And I said, I'm going to shoot a short film. And they were like, okay. They were like, okay. Like, you know, they believed in me, but it was kind of like, okay, girl. All right. Yeah. Okay. You know, and they were like, you go, girl. Kind of like, you know, where it was like, they believe, but it was like, okay, you've been saying this. So, yeah. But, you know, I said it, I wrote it down, and then I was just like, well, I got to write something. So I would just say, just start. Honestly, just anything you want to do, just start. I don't care what it is, whether it's a film, you want to be a basketball player, you want to, you know, be a doctor, you know, a nurse. I don't care what it is. But in regards to film, you have to just start writing anything, writing ideas. Like that's how it started with me. I just be on my notepad on my phone and I'll think of an idea and I'll be like, oh, guy does a road trip to whatever. And I just start, I have like a list of notes, just bullet points. And then that's how kind of the ideas start to flow. Sometimes it starts with a character. I'll just think of a funny character. And that's anywhere you start, it doesn't matter. You know, these are all seeds that I have been planting for years. Like I've been doing that thing, just writing down things for years. And then once I decided to like do it, those characters just came together and just became a script. And then, you know, so I would just say, anyone, just start, do research, write it down and say it out loud, even if you have to say it every day to yourself. Yes. But, yeah, and that's the person you have to convince more than anybody is yourself. It's just telling yourself that you can do it.
That's really solid advice. And the way that you broke it down, I know it sounds like it's so easy, like, okay, write it down. Well, writing it down sometimes takes mindset, energy, courage. You know, it's like, so people say it and it sounds so easy, but you really have to put yourself into it. You really have to want it, and your why has to align in order for you to align with everything.
That's true.
So, you know, those steps are perfect. Just get started. Take a step. Don't be scared. Have courage. Don't be fearful. Leave all the naysayers and start taking steps towards your dreams.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was saying, like, tell a person you trust, because sometimes you'll tell a person, you know, especially now, like right now, what is this, 2025, the industry, especially in LA, even Atlanta, it's a little slow. Productions are slow. Not much is happening, and it looks really grim. It's just a lot of people are not working right now. And so if I were probably to tell someone right now, I want to shoot a short film, well, you know, they're not giving tax breaks. It's expensive. You can't get anyone to say yes. No one's going to do, you know, no one's going to work for free, you know. So it's like, you can't tell everybody what you're trying to do. But if you tell, you know, trusted people, like one of my best friends, Crystal Rose Holmes, I told her, I want to shoot a film. She's like, do it and I'll help you. I didn't even have a script. And she was like, I'll help you. You know, the same with my friend Shay, who ended up being my producer on it. And also Pianki, Igniton, he was my other producer. I just told them that I had an idea and they were like, I'll help you. I want to do it. I just want to help. You know, and so those are the people that you need to tell because they're the ones that are like, I believe in you. I got you. And like, just do it, you know? And so that really helped me. But like you said, the just getting started and and all that stuff. It started, like I said, years ago with me just writing ideas, and it took my mindset in 2024 to be like, no, I'm doing it this time. You know what I mean? So that, that's why I said just get it started, because it may not happen this year, but it could be, the tools that you build now can help you for, next year or the year after or the months after, who knows? Just, yeah.
You're setting somebody free right now with by just saying that. You're 100% correct. Now, before we get out of here, where can we connect with you and find out more about Love is Blind and find out more about you as a person?
Well, you can go on loveisblindshortfilm.com. All the updates for the movie are there. Also at Love is Blind, the movie on Instagram. And then my personal Instagram is at Parneille Pics. But if you put in, I'm the only Parneille Walker I think there is. So Parneille Walker on Instagram. I also post updates there and just like kind of share my journey of what's going on there as well. So yeah, that's how you can stay in touch and stay in the loop on all things Love is Blind. And yeah. And I love interacting too. I interact with everybody who, because I'm just so thankful. Like a person took the time out of their moment, their day to just be like, hey, congratulations. So I'm very interactive with responding and, and just even willing to chat or just even collaborate. Like there's people that I would love to work on something later. And I'm like, I'm open for that too. So yeah, I'm in the open space. I'm in the, let's do this space. Like I'm ready to do another short. Like I'm ready to continue, just keep working. Yeah.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's really dope. And the fact that you said, I'm really grateful. I'm the same way. So when you say that, you're a kindred spirit. I get it. I know exactly what you mean. I'm the same way. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be talking to you. Just to be able to talk about everything that you've done. You're an amazing person and you deserve everything that you're getting, even the people that's around you that are encouraging you, empowering you, helping you, whatever it is, even bringing you food, like whatever, so that you can save energy to do something else. Like it's all so on time. So my last question is, will we see you in Orlando at UrbanFest?
Yes, you will. You will see me. You will see Ivana, and you will see Melvin Jackson Jr. We are all making an appearance live in person. We're trying to get Brandon out there, crossing fingers, but the three of us will definitely be there and in person. And I cannot wait. I'm very, very excited. Like, this is the one that we wanted to go to. We were just like, yes, we got in and we're going. So we're very excited.
It's definitely going to be a movement. And this is the first, we're making history because International Drive is, I don't know if have you been to Orlando before?
I've been once to go on a cruise. So I didn't get a chance to spend time in this, in the city. So that's one of the reasons why I'm excited too.
Absolutely. This is the first event. This is the first urban event to happen on International Drive, which is a major tourism area. So this is big. This is history, and we're going to bring this. Yeah, we're going to bring this movement to Afro TV, who's doing amazing things at their studio space. It's beautiful space. So I think that everybody that's coming is going to be pleased. It's going to be 2 nights of Black excellence, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Yes,
I'm excited.
Yeah. And you know what, too? I was trying to save a moment of time, but one of my big questions that I always ask in every interview is, how can the community of filmmakers support you? And the reason why I ask is because I think it's important to tell your network of people, or the people that are around you, how they can support you. You know, supporting me in 2010 looks different from supporting me in 2025 or 2026. So I think sometimes when you're just clear about what you need, what you want, then you're most likely to get it. Just like you said, when you were creating Love is Blind, you start to put it out there, and the feedback and the help just started to roll in. So how can we support you?
That's a great question. I think number one is just engaging with us as the creators, you know, on our social media, sharing what we're doing, telling people about it, word of mouth, sharing it on your platform, telling your friends and family, like, you know, my friend, my cousin, my sister, my neighbor, this girl on my social media feed has this great film, and telling people about it. And like, you should follow her. You should, when the film comes to your city, go, because, and like I was telling everyone in Sacramento, I'm like, what are we doing? Like when I lived in Sacramento, everyone was like dying for something to do. And so I'm like, I have a film. So come, like it's $16, like just come out, it doesn't cost much. But come out when the film comes. You'll be inspired by other filmmakers. Just go to the film festivals. Even if you don't know anyone in a film festival, if you know that there's a Black film festival in your city, and you know about it, just go and enjoy and just be a part of it, and support the filmmakers. And then I personally have a GoFundMe that I have. I'm raising funds just to be able to travel, because like I said, us filmmakers, we're independent. I'm not working a full-time job. Like this film is pretty much taken off, and it's taken a lot of my time, and I'm like, I gotta keep promoting and keep going. So I have a GoFundMe to help raise funds for me to travel and continue to promoting the film. I'll probably eventually launch like what do you call it? Another crowdfunding for just to raise money to actually continue to produce Love is Blind. Whether, like I said, it's a series, which is my goal, so whatever more productions that we continue to do, just continue to help and just pour in, and that's really how you can help. And just even if the film, I would say even Black films, we don't always have the resources as Black filmmakers as like some of our other, fellow filmmakers do. Like we don't have, a lot of the times in our communities, we don't have the big investors, like some of the film festivals you go to, you see something that looks like, oh wow, that looks like it could be, on a big platform or something. We don't have like the big money behind us. So I'm just like, if you are an investor and you have a heart and you want to help, like invest in some of these films and make them good. People laugh at what's going on Tubi, and it's like, that's all they had. So, don't make fun of those Tubi filmmakers. They pulled their resources together, and at least they did something. At least they got off their couch and they wrote and they produced something. Ooh. They got it out there, And so I'm just like, that's another thing too. It's like, just because you see something that the quality may not be exactly what you think it should, well, contact that filmmaker. If you see they have a good, you know what I mean? If you see that they have a good storyline going, because a lot of the films are really good stories. It's like, wow, they had something. If they only had this much, then it could have been this. And so instead of going, oh, this was terrible, we'll try and see if you can help put your efforts behind that filmmaker to get something. So that's a way you can help Black filmmakers, is not to knock them down, but to pull them up. Let's pull each other up. Pull your, Black people love Black films. So if you want to see more Black films, support the Black filmmakers.
That's it. Well said. That's a very strong statement. And that is so true. That is so true, because that's really all it takes to go to the next level. That support, that funding. We're actually going to have a panel at URBANFEST that talks about funding, Cineblock, and they have a really interesting way of getting these films funded. So if you have time to stop by that panel, check the schedule. It's called Cineblock. And there may be some valuable information there.
Okay, I'm excited. Yeah. I want to just be a part of everything that I can. Like, I noticed there's some films going on at the same time as some other stuff, but I'm like, I want to be involved in whatever I can. I'm gonna be bouncing around. I'm like, okay, I want to go to that. Because that's the beauty of film festivals too, as filmmakers. Like, even if you don't have a film in the festival, just go, because you learn so much and you meet so many people. That's my thing too. That's another thing too. Come to the festival. Like, if you enjoy films, want to be a part of films, just come, and you never know who you can meet. And if you have any doubts, like if you're sitting there like one of those people like, man, I wish I could do that, well, go to the film festival and you might meet 2 or 3 people that can help you get there.
Yes.
So that's
really good. Really good. Again, Urban Fest is going to be a really good movement, a really great time. We have people coming from all over the world. So I can't wait. The anticipation, the energy, the excitement is growing around it. As far as the Actors Talk, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I talked past the time that I told you I would, but it's just because you're such a nice person. You're so sweet, and you have a really great message.
Thank you. Girl, I could talk forever, so you got to cut me off at some point. You got to cut me off. We're done. So
my name is
I
Gabby,
appreciate
so
you.
You know I can talk.
I appreciate you too, and I'm so honored to be talking to you as well. Like, you have a great you have a great personality as well. I feel like your platform is growing, and you're amazing too. So thank you for having me, and just all the things. And I can't wait to see you in Orlando.
Absolutely. And don't forget to stop by the red carpet. Give me another interview. Hopefully I can get all of you guys on the red carpet at the same time, and we can talk about Love is Blind. Okay?
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yes.
All right. So you have a wonderful day, and thank you again for joining me on the Actors Talk.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
We're on, girl. We are live.
All right.